Hannah, and welcome back to the Cowgirl Museum Craft Corral. Today we're heading to the Wild West to learn about an amazing animal. It's very special to some of our Cowgirl honorees, the bison. Now while the song typically goes, "Give me a home where the buffalo roam," that's actually not the case. Buffalo are very different than the animal we're imagining. Buffalo are from Africa and South Asia, and while they do have horns, their horns are incredibly large, and they also don't have a beard or a hump on their back between their shoulders. Bison, however, have much smaller horns, and they have the large beard and an even larger hump between their shoulders to help them shovel snow in the winter. Now, while bison running through the plains is an absolute iconic image we have in our heads, they almost went extinct in the 19th century. Their numbers went from millions to just under 300 by the end of the 1800s. Cowgirl honoree Molly Goodnight, wife of the iconic rancher Charles Goodnight, was integral in starting bison conservation. She started adopting orphan bison calves and grew her numbers on her ranch to over 200 head of bison. Another bison conservationist in our Hall of Fame is May Lilly. May, along with her husband, Wild West showman Pawnee Bill, they had up to 250 to 300 bison on their bison ranch, and that bison ranch is still operational and running today to conserve bison. Today our craft is actually going to be painting a bison, but instead of using paint that we may not have access to, we are going to use coffee. Now today you will need instant coffee. I have two kinds here because one is stronger than the other. You can also use ground coffee if that's what you have available. A couple of bowls because I'm making a stronger coffee and a weaker coffee to have different colors. You will need some glue, some scissors. If you need help measuring out your water, you can easily grab a tablespoon measure. I have a couple of brushes here, a larger brush, a smaller detailer brush, and a sponge. But whatever brushes you have are fine. You will need our template of our bison, which can be found on our website. And then to make our background, you can any type of stronger paper than printer paper. I have watercolor paper here. You could use cardstock. You could just double up on printer paper, whatever you have available. And then to make your background, feel free to be creative, but I just have some construction paper of different colors. And if you haven't any watercolor or acrylic available, feel free to go in and add detail later on. All right, let's get started. To get started, I've added instant coffee into 2 bowls, adding a little bit of water and a lot more water to make a darker stain and a lighter stain. For the head and the feet and his fur by his beard, I'm going in with the darker of the coffees, the larger brush, just to kind of set down the area. Add some circles here to make him look fuzzy. Feel free to go outside the lines. We're cutting him out later, so don't worry. Better to go outside the lines than leave him with some white spots. Just to color in majority of it, I'm using a larger brush. And then for some detail, I'm going in with the smaller brush, adding some dimension, maybe some shadowing underneath his chin, a little across his face. Add some perspective. I'm going to make his back leg look farther away by painting it in darker. And then going in with a little bit of a lighter hand on the front leg so it looks closer to us. That little bit darker. Whoop. If you splatter, that's okay. Just adds to the texture. Then, using a brush, you can also go in with a sponge, add some interesting texture. I'm going to make his body look a little bit fuzzy by going in with a sponge. If you don't have a sponge, that's okay. You can get creative with the tools you have. You can use Q-tips, you can use paper towels, whatever you feel like using, and see how it will affect the coffee in certain ways. All right, now that we're done, we're just gonna let him dry and we'll move on to the next step. Once my bison is dry, I went in with some construction paper and made some scenery. You can do whatever scenery you want. I just made a bit of a desert scene with some construction paper. If you don't have construction paper, that's fine. Make a collage out of anything you have at home. Magazines, if you have tissue paper, get creative. I'm going in just to add a little bit more definition with some watercolor. If you don't have watercolor, again, that's fine. Make this what you want. You can go in with some colored pencils, some acrylic, anything you'd like. I'm just gonna make a little bit of a sunset here with some orange and red. Gonna paint my sky a little bit. Leave a little bit of yellow across the sunset. Maybe over here it gets a little bit darker. We can add some purple with my red. A little bit deeper over here as the sun sets. A little bit more orange. A very tired puppy in the corner. I have to excuse her. And add some detail to my red cliffs with some orange. Add a bit of shadow that the sun is casting down. On my bison, where he's standing, add a little bit of brown with a little bit of yellow. Give him, his glue isn't all the way dry. Give him some texture. Just add as much as you'd like. I'm gonna go in a little bit more with my sunset. And keep adding until you're done. Okay, y'all, here is my finished bison. I would absolutely love to see your creations, so please put them on social media and share and tag us with the tag Cowgirl Museum. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy this craft. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends, and I hope to see you all again soon for another Craft Corral.